devotees, fellow devotees. It gives me untold pleasure this evening to be in your distinguished company and to bring to you a message from Sri Ram France, and in particular, the coming of Prabhu Sri Ram. This is indeed a very special day. And as Tulsidas recognizes that when Sri Ram comes, the world is so joyous, all manner of life. Plants, animals, trees, the mountains, the rivers, animate as well as inanimate. All forms of creation is extremely joyous at this coming of Prabhu Sri Ram. So I want to preface my lesson by giving you some reasons why Sri Ram came down. There was a situation where Ramayan had conquered the entire universe. All the gods were in hiding, and the portfolios held by the gods were held by all the servants of Ramayan. So there was total chaos in the universe. And for Ramayan, you could not sing the praises of the Lord. You could not sing or read of the Vedas. Anybody who is caught doing pujas or worshipping the divine would be dealt with severely. In those days it was said that nobody respected mother and father and guru. The teachers, nobody respected them. What kind of society will one have, or will you live in, when you have this prevailing? So Mother Earth, she's saying that I can bear the weight of the mountains, the rivers, the seas, and everything, but I cannot bear the weight of Ravan, the sin of Ravan. And she decided to journey to Brahma's abode. So all gods who were hiding, all the saints and sages, they journeyed to Brahma's place and told Brahma of their problems. Mother Earth was there in the form of a cow. And as they told Brahma, Brahma said, I know everything. But the sad thing is, I cannot do anything. Why was Brahma not able to do anything? It was Brahma who gave that vardhan to Rava, and he couldn't recall or take back that. So he told Mother Earth, he said, go back down to earth and continue to pray to that divine master to whom you have been praying. He said, you will be helped and I will be helped. So all the gods went into hiding, all the saints and sages. And there was a discussion. They were thinking, where can we find God so that we go and appeal to Him? And in that samaj, in that congregation, some people said, well, let us go to the home of the Lord. He dwells in Vaikunth, we can go there. Others say, he lives in the Milky Ocean, we can go there. And Lord Shiva, who was in that audience, he said, Parvati, I was also in that audience. And when my turn came, I told them this. It says that I know the Lord to pervade the entire universe. He's here, there, and everywhere. And all it requires is our faith, conviction, and love for Him. He said, just as fire comes from friction, so too the Lord comes. And let me explain that. If you scratch a match burn on the sulfur of the box, what happens? A fire emerges. Did you create that fire? That fire was always there, but in a latent form, being unmanifested. But for that fire to manifest itself, it had to have the friction of both sulfur. That friction is prayer. The Lord is in all hearts, but He is only revealed when we have that kind of prayer or love. So, when the Lord Chandra made that appeal, or we gave his solution, Lord Brahma was there. Lord Brahma is saying, "O Sadhu, you have done well." And with tears in his eyes, he began to sing praises of the Lord. Brahma is praying and singing praises to the Lord. And I want to begin my lesson from that point. Tulsidas sings in Doha. Lord Brahma, knowing that the gods on earth would terrorize, he knew that they would terrorize. And when he heard their loving appeal when they came to him, the Supreme Master is also listening. Said, Gagana Gira Gambhira, from the sky. A voice thundered from the sky. And it said this solemn voice came from heaven. And that voice, it says, Suk Asante Sneh. Hardani Suk Asante. That voice, when they heard what that voice said, it dispelled all their doubts and their anxiety. Whatever doubts they had in their mind, whatever anxiety that was created because of that situation, all that was dispelled. What was that? What did that voice say? Tulsidas tells us in Chaupai. Jani dar Bahumuni Siddha Suresa Tumahi Langi Tariho Nadabisa. Fear not, O sages. Very bold, that sounded like Britain. Another says, fear not, O sages, O adepts. Those are the skillful people, all they got special cities and so on. So he's saying here, all the high gods, he says, for your sake, he said, I will assume a form of man. That is the divine Lord taking the form of man, taking an avatar. He says, for your sake. So why? Because of their sincere appeal. And when we appeal to the divine Lord in that, in our prayers, He comes to us. The moment we surrender and we make that kind of appeal, that deep inner appeal to the divine, He knows our hearts because He is Antarjam. He is the indweller of our hearts. He knows what you are thinking, and He knows the reverence, the devotion, the bhakti that you put in your prayer. And based on that, He acts accordingly. If your prayers to Him is only 10%, that is what you'll get. If it is overbounding with truth and love and devotion, you get that full amount. So He says, fear not, I shall come as man for the purpose of relieving you from all your difficulties. Ansa nasahita sunais avatara lehaut das dinakar bans udara. He's saying here, I shall come with every element of my divinity. So even though Sri Ram came, He came with every element of His divinity. He was not an ordinary man. He was beyond that. So He says, I will come with every element of my divinity incarnate into this glorious solar race, that of the solar dynasty. So in Chopai, He says, tells us, they were the same Manu and Satrupa who went, they journeyed to Naimisharan and they performed intense devotional meditation, and they were repeating that 12-lettered mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva, that Supreme Vasudeva. And their desire was, in doing their prayers, my Lord, I want to see you with these physical eyes of mine. And so profound was their devotion. They fasted for thousands of years. They listened to all the various kathas and so on. You know, at Naimishan is a place charged with devotion, with bhakti. Because there are thousands of sages and saints there whose only occupation is involved in narration of the Katha, meditating, and what have you. So he's saying that the same Kashyapa and Aditi, they have practiced severe penance. They dasarata kausilya rupa, kausilyampuri pragat nararupa. And he said to them he gave this, he granted them that boon. And what was that boon? Whilst they were performing this devotion, a voice thundered from the heaven, said, we are extremely pleased, I'm extremely pleased with your devotion. Please ask of me a boon. But so deep-seated they were in that meditation and practice that they never woke up. The Lord had to come. And when he came there, then he gave them that gift and they opened their eyes and they saw him. That's what they had asked for. And Manu, he asked Manu, what it is you want, ask for something. He said, my Lord, I want to have a son like you. And the voice answered, you must, so shall it be. But then the voice said, where can I find one like myself? So then he said, when you become Dashrath and Kaushalya, he says, I will come to you in 4 parts. I will manifest myself there. So we learn that later down. So he says, now he says, Te Dasharata Kausilya Rupa Kosala Puri Pragat Naradesa. He says, they have that is Kashyapa and Aditi, who is the same Manu and Satrupa. He said, they have now taken birth in the city of Ayodhya as Dashrath and Kaushalya. Because he had promised them, I shall come to you when you reincarnate as Dashrath and Kaushalya in Ayodhya. So let's hear what happens in the next reply. Jai Rama Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jai Rama Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. So he says, it is in their house, the house of Dashrath and Kaushalya. He says, I shall become incarnate. No. So that same voice that thundered is the same Sri Ram. He says, in that house, I will become incarnate as 4 brothers, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan. He says they will be the pride of the Raghu's dynasty. And then Sri Rama was. So he said again, Narada Bachana Satya Sabha Kariho Parama Sakti Samet Avitariho. So he said, I shall fulfill the words of Narad Muni, all his predictions. Narada had predicted all that. He said, I shall fulfill all that prediction. And I will descend to earth, this is most important, I will then descend to earth with my Parama Sakti. Sakti is power. Param is great and profound power. And who was that? That was Mata Janki, Mother Sita. He said, I shall come with my supreme energy, my eternal consort. In every age, they were there. Eternal consort. So he said he will come with that divine energy. And Tulsidas tells us in Chobai. Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Rama Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Rama Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Made a certain promise. He says, Hari Hava Sakala Bhumi Garuai Nirbhaya Hohu Deva Samdaye. He said, I shall relieve the earth of all its burdens. The same thing Sri Krishna said when Yadaya Dahi Dharma said. The same thing is here. He says, I will relieve the earth of all its burdens. So be fearless. Have no fear when I am here. That's what it meant. O company of gods. So remember, all the gods were in hiding, and all of them were praying. So fear not. The moment they heard that assurance, all their problems, they were relieved of all their problems and difficulties. Gagan Brahmabani. That's the same voice, the heavenly voice. Sunikana, when it came to the air, when that voice and promise came to the ears, Turat Firej Sur Hriday Churawa. He's saying, as that divine voice from heaven reached the ears of the gods, they straightway return with their hearts comforted. When you get that kind of assurance, being in the position that way, I mean, they were relieved of all their problems. The anxiety of their hearts was all removed. And that voice couldn't be wrong. When the Lord says it, it is well said. So they were freed of all that difficulty. So in the Doha, Tulsidas sings, Nijaloke Diranchige Devan Hai Hai Sikai and having their discussions, he was moving along with them. And he instructed the gods, and this is the most important. Banar tanu dhari dhari mahu hari pad sevahi jai. He says, assume, he telling all the Devgans, assume all of you the form of a monkey and go to the earth and wait on the feet of Parashuram. So Sri Ram had a whole army of Banar, monkey. Who were they? Were there any monkeys? That was the instruction of Brahma. Go and take the form of monkeys and descend to earth and assist Prabhu Sri Ram. His journey was in the forest. What better being could access all aspects of the forest than the Banar, the monkey? So that was the instruction from Brahma. Now, I will just give you the gist of this part because I want to go on to Bhai Pragat Kripala. So he had promised them that he is going to come. So Tulsidas says that when some time had passed, King Dashrath and Kaushilya, they are in the palace. It's time that he should have someone to represent him on the throne. He had no sons. And everybody knows he went to Vashish Muni, his godfather, and related to him. When Vashish Muni looked into the pages, he saw that you will have not only just one, but 4 sons, Raja Dashrath. But to do that, we have to perform a special yajna, the Putesh yajna, to get a son. And the person you have to get somebody who is very powerful, who has all the wherewithal to do that. And that person was Sringi Rishi. So he summoned Sringi Rishi, and they had that yajna. And so powerful was his devotion that as they were making the oblation into the fire, out of the fire came the fire god Agni Dev with that bowl of kheer in his hand. And he says, whatever the Guru has said, as Guru wishes, he says, all is record, all will come to pass. And he gave Raja Dashrath that kheer. He says, go and divide it as you wish among the queens. So he went and he gave half to Mata Kaushalya. Out of the other half, he split it in 2, so you have 2 quarters. He gave a quarter to Kekaiva. And then they split the other quarter into 2 pieces, so that is 1/8 each. 1/8 plus 1/8 is a quarter. And both Kaushalya and Kekai went and gave it to Sumitra. And lo and behold, after some time passed, all the queens, they felt, pregnant, they were impregnated. Now, that is not a normal pregnancy. And they were made to feel like that is the power of the divine. They were made to feel that they were pregnant because they wanted to feel the joy of motherhood. So all the feelings that mother gets on earth when she conceives of a baby, those feelings were met by them. But Tulsidas gives a very beautiful illustration here, and I want to do that. Ehi vidhi dharma sahita sabanari bhai hriday rishit sukh chari sukh bhari. They say in this way, that is having consumed that kheer, it says in this way, all the queens became great with child, meaning they were pregnant. And profound was the joy. There was great and profound joy in the minds of all of them and everybody else. But this was Jadinate Hari Garbha me aaye Saka Loka Sukha Sampati. Jadinate Hari Garbha me aaye. From the day the Lord found his way into the womb, Jadinate Hari Garbha. The day, the moment the Lord entered the womb, so to speak, which is that womb. This entire world is the womb of the divine. The entire world. All creation is his. And when the place becomes impregnated with divinity, then we have no problem. If only our lives could be impregnated in that way, filled with bhakti and devotion, then we will have no problem. And the problem comes, you have to transcend that. Sri Ram, no matter what the problem was, he transcended that. He didn't show any form of emotion. When Rashtra tells him, well, I'm going to crown you king. A few hours after, he tells, I have to give you the kingdom of the forest. He didn't show any kind of emotion. That never meant anything to him. What he's telling us, that the physical world and things of the world does not bear anything. Whatever is in the world will come to naught at some point in time. Everything of the world will at some point vanish or finish. But there is one thing that doesn't finish, and that is your relationship with the divine. If you have that, you have everything. Because all the things of the world, we have to leave it here. No matter. And the thing is, we expend all our energies acquiring and working and doing this and that, and we never find time for the divine. And lo and behold, the time comes when all these that you have expended your energies upon, you leave it, someone else enjoys that. And you have nothing to take with you. When you face the Lord, your blanket is all dirty. We don't have anything to show the divine. You gave me a wonderful, a pure white blanket when I came. But my Lord, I have soiled it so badly, because I never gave time for you. And that is the sad thing of our lives. We are all in that. So we have to transcend that. Sri Ram displays that as Maryada Purushottam. That whatever there was, whatever there is, we can surmount that. And that is the power of bhakti. When we are truly great devotees, the Lord becomes our slave. He becomes our slave. Like a mother and a child. No matter what the child does, the moment she hears the child cries, she leaves cooking and washing and everything and goes to the child. That is the sincerity of the child's call. That is why it is said, become like a child. Because of the innocence of the child. And the Christ said, if anyone were to defile any of these children, it is better that a millstone be hung around his neck and be thrown into the sea. What he was talking about, the truth, the sincerity and purity of heart is in that child. And that is the only kind of heart in which I reside. Kama, Krodha, Madamana, Namoha, Lobha, Chona, Rata, he in whose heart there is the absence of hate and greed and lust and anger, hypocrisy. Valmiki said, my Lord, such persons' hearts are all cleansed to receive you. Go there and make that heart your home. That is where the Lord resides. In a pure heart. So, Jadinate Harigarbha mein aaye, sakala lok sukasam, sakala lok, all the worlds, lok is world, sakala means everything. All the worlds became happy because of the integration of Prabhu Shri Ram in everything. So, now that this has happened, it's time for Shri Ram to take birth. We assume for this moment that he is conceived in the womb of Kaushalya. And Tulsidas, Sant Tulsidas in his brilliance is describing the situation of Mother Nature when this time is coming for the babe to be born. So Tulsidas describes it. He says the position, Panditji is versed in astrology. That's his occupation, astrology. So he could tell you all about the stars and the moon and planets and so on. I don't have that riches. I don't know anything about that. But he knows it. So he's describing. He says the position of the sun and the moon, the zodiacal sign into which the sun had entered, the position of the 7 other planets, the day of the week and of the month. He said all these were auspicious. It was auspicious because Mother Nature is awaiting the coming of Prabhu Shri Ram. And Mother Nature is whom God has created. And this is how they show their reverence and their special appeal for the divine. It says, all these were auspicious. All creation rejoiced, for the birth of Rama is the source of all delight. The birth, this is what it says here, Rama Janma Sukha Mool. The birth of Rama is the source of all delight. So when the Lord takes possession of our hearts, there is nothing more fulfilling, there is nothing more divine than that. Once the Lord is within us, there is no problem at all. And whatever problems there are, you surmount that so easily. There are some people who are never ruffled in any situation at all. That was Shura. And notice people, there are people who get upset about everything. I am one of them. I get upset at everything. But there are those who are far beyond that. And nothing ruffles their mind. They are never sick. They don't have sugar. They don't have heart. When I say they don't have, you know what I mean? No form of disease affects them. They are the healthiest people in the world. They may not have the means that others have, but the very minuscule amount that they have, they are satisfied with that. You know, in the 8th principle that Sri Ram gave to Sarai, it says, be ever contented. There are those who are content with minuscule, with little things. They are happy. And there are those who have so much and never ever happy. So, he continues. He says it was the 9th day of the bright half of the month of Chait. This is the month of Chait. It was like today. He says that the moon had entered the asteroid named Abhijit. Abhijit means conqueror. So Sri Ram is, everything is in his favor. He said, which is so dear to Hari. It was midday. Look at it. Midday now is very hot, isn't that so? But when Sri Ram came, he said it was midday, it was neither hot nor cold. So Mother Nature is recognizing the presence of the divine. And to welcome him, even she is like that. It is neither hot nor cold. Think of that situation. He says it was a holy time of rest for the whole world. You could afford to rest then when you have the Lord with you. He says, if I read Hindi, it will take too much time, so I will just get through this. A cool, mild, fragrant breeze was blowing. A cool, mild, fragrant breeze. I want you to think of this, think of this while I'm reading. It says, the gods were feeling exhilarated, they were happy, they were elated. And the saints were brimful of enthusiasm. Why is all this happening with the saints and sages? Because they were under great difficulty with Ravan. Now that they know that Ravan will be got rid of, things will be back to normal. And for this, the Lord gave them that, make that pronunciation. So, he said, the woods were full of blossoms. Imagine the trees. The trees are showing this love for the divine. The trees are in full blossom. Leaves are green, flowers are bright and shining. The fruits are all there. You only have to go and access it. So he says, the hills bright with gems. You know, the gems are the gold and whatever you have in earth. You find them in the mountains and so on. Imagine that inert substance is showing its appreciation. So even the inanimate means without life. Even that shows that sensitivity. the coming of the divine. It said the hills were bright with him, and every river flowed an ambrosial stream. The rivers, water flowed in a special way. As to say, welcome my Lord. All of Mother, welcome my beloved Lord. All of India. And now, it's almost time when Brahma knew the hour of Rama's birth was coming. All the gods came out with their aerial cars. If you look up in the heavens, you can see that. I'm seeing it. You know, when you go to a wedding, you have all different makes of cars and people, you know, it is well polished and so on. Well, the gods in the heavenly regions, they came up with all the aerial cars. The Zephyr and the Console and that thing. Those are my days. You have different type of thing now. So the heavens is filled. We can't see that, but they were there. They were witnessing this coming of Prabhu Shri Ram. So it says, the spotless heaven was overcrowded with a host of deities and troops of Gandharvas chanted praise. Who are the Gandharvas? They are celestial singers. So they were all dancing and singing to welcome the divine. And they were raining down flowers in huge amounts. So the time has come, and Shri Ram is about to make his appearance. Tulsidas 6 in beautiful chant. So that is 4 verses of chant, Tulsidas 6. Hare Bhakti Pala Pragat means to appear. So the Lord was not born. He appeared in this full manifestation. By Pragat Kripala Parmat Dhyayala Kaushalya Vitakari. So the gracious Lord, Tulsidas says, he who is exceedingly compassionate, that is the nature to be compassionate, he revealed himself to Kaushalya Ma. The contemplation of his wondrous beauty, which captured the hearts of sages, filled the mother with rapture. Very poetic language, Tulsidas puts here. The contemplation, meaning thinking of the divine Lord, his beauty and everything. He said it captivates the hearts of the sages. Sages have this special attachment to the divine. He says, it filled the mother with rapture. The mother meaning Kaushalya Ma. She's extremely happy. His body dark as a cloud, and I just want to expand this a little bit. Why does Tulsidas make this reference that he's dark? Why he didn't say any other thing beside the cloud? When you look in the heaven and you see dark clouds, you see this heaven laden with moisture. And when that bursts, rain falls, and all the plants, aquatic animals, man, the trees and everything begins to flow. The rivers begin to flow. All because of the rain, and that rain is life. My Lord, your blessings is like that cloud. Your blessing. When you rain down your blessing upon us, it is life. It gives us life. It gives us health, wealth, and prosperity. That is why Tulsidas made that reference of the dark cloud. Your body is like the dark cloud, my Lord. It is the delight of all eyes. He is the cynosure of all eyes. Cynosure means All eyes are gripped upon him. If you want to see the Lord come here, all eyes will look at him. You won't look at me. You won't look at Pandit. You look at that avatar. So he says, in his forearms bore the characteristic emblems, the Sham, the Chak, the Gara, and Katha. So he came in his full form, in the Chaturbhuj room. So he couldn't be born like that. He just appeared. Full manifestation of the Lord. He was decked with jewels and a garland of forest flowers, and endowed with large eyes, the slayer of the demon Katha. He slayed that demon. Now, with large eyes, why is that? Was it? His eyes was very, very big? Does it mean that? The large eyes are symbolic, that he could see the entire universe. He's described with long arms. Long arm doesn't mean his arms from here to there. It is symbolic of an embrace of the entire universe. We must, as devotees, let us find ourselves within that embrace. As devotees, let us find the tutelary rays emanating from his eyes. Let us find ourselves within that rays. And when you are within that, then you become that kind of devotee. So in the second chant he sings, she told her heart and she began to astuti, to say praise. Joining both her palms, the mother said, "O infinite Lord, how may I praise you? In what way? If you see the Lord come here, what prayers can you say?" You know, when he went to Siri's court, Siri saying, "My Lord, I have not even prayed. I don't even know how to pray. What must I say as prayers?" And then he told her that I do not think of that kind. I look at your heart. I look at your heart, your devotion. That's what matters. Not what you know and what you don't know. You could know all Ravati know everything. The 10 heads are representative of the Vedas, the vast knowledge. But his action was not consistent with that level of knowledge. So Sri Ram made that abundantly clear. It's not what you know. It is your bhakti. That's what wins me. Not your birth, not your parentage, not what you have, what you don't have. Your lineage, that doesn't matter. What matters is your bhakti. Pratama Bhakti Santana Karsanga. He gave 9 forms of devotion. The first one, Pratama Bhakti Santana Karsanga. Alright? Find yourself amongst the good, the saints and sages, so you can build that relationship. So he said, "How may I praise you, my Lord? The Vedas and the Puranas declare you beyond illusion. The highest knowledge. You are beyond illusion, my Lord. You are beyond the attributes, knowledge, and immeasurable. Immeasurable means we don't know how to fully praise you. We cannot fully describe you. You are beyond that. He whom the Vedas and the holy men hymn as the ocean of mercy and bliss, and the repository of all virtues. It says, that same Lord of Lakshmi, who loves his devotees, has revealed himself for my happiness. That Lord to whom all the saints and sages pray, to whom we all offer prayers, that Lord has come to me. What a gift is that. Those who surrender, this entire world surrenders, but you have come to me, my Lord, for my happiness. Why? Because of the extensive prayer and devotion that she was involved in. That's why he made that promise to come to her. And here she is in the presence of the divine. How would you feel if you have too much time to complete this? The Ved is saying in every pore of your body there are multiple universes created by illusion. He said, yet such Lord, all the pores of your body are filled with that. But yet still, that Lord, Mama Udaso Basi wa Upahasi Sunadadhari Matitira. He said, that Lord rested in my womb. You see, she was made to feel like that. That Lord rested, it was conceived by me, in other words. That Lord rested in my womb. And a music story to stagger the mind. How can you conceive of that? That the Lord was in the womb of Mother God. How can you conceive? It staggers the mind. How can you conceive of that? It staggers the mind of the most, steadfast people in devotion. When the revelation dawned upon the mother, the Lord smiled. Now, he knows that she recognizes him as the divine. So the Lord smiled, Musukai, he smiled. And he knew that he will perform many miracles and so on. He exhorted her by relating to her the charming account of her earlier life. What was that charming account of her earlier life? She had requested him to come as her son. So she reminded him, even the Lord wants to feel the comfort of a devotee as a child. And there is a certain bhav that is called Vatsalya bhav. There are different types of bhav or relationship that you can have with the Lord. This Vatsalya bhav is where the Lord becomes your child, or you serve him as a mother, as indeed like Kaushilya would treat Sri Ram, and Krishna and his mother. So, what does the mother want from a child? All the mother wants is to bathe, to feed, to clothe you, to dress you up nice, comb your hair, and and take full care of you. She doesn't want anything. All perhaps she wants is your love. When you treat the Lord like that, my Lord, you are everything to me. I want to serve you in every possible way. All I want is your grace, your benediction. There's nothing more that I need from you, my Lord. I am here to serve you. I am your servant. There's another form. Adas. Dasya. Another form. So, she said, account of her earlier life so that she may love him as her son. So first she was seeing him in that formula, how may I praise you? But then he reminded her that of her earlier request of that of being a son. And when that reached the ear of Mother Kausalya, she remembered that I want the Lord as my son. And Tulsidas tells us in this final chapter. The moment the mother was reminded of that, Tulsidas says, the mother said, for her mind has changed, that transformed her mind. So what did she say? Abandon this form, dear son. She already addresses him as son. Abandon this form, dear son. Play those childish games which are so dear to a mother. Such a joy is incomparable. That joy of a relationship of mother and child is incomparable. That can be compared. The greatest amount of love. If you wish to understand the love of God, understand the love of a mother for a child. A mother gives everything for a child. She does everything for him without looking for reward. That is how we have to serve the Lord, without looking for reward. Krishna said, just do your duty. Don't look for any reward. He says, I dispense reward based upon what you have done. I dispense that. So, Tulsidas is saying that she made a request, abandon this form, dear son. Play those childish games which are so dear to a mother. Such a joy is incomparable. When he heard, the moment the Lord heard, when he heard these words, the all-wise Lord of Lords became a child and began to cry. He transformed himself in that babe and he began to cry. When the mother gives birth, that first cry, everybody is extremely happy and joyous. You waiting to hear that cry, you know the baby has come. If there is no cry, then perhaps it's a stillborn baby. So if it's one time you enjoy the cry of a child, it's at that point in time when the mother gives birth. So immediately he transformed himself. So he was never in the womb. But all the queens were made to feel like that. He transformed himself as a babe and he began to cry. I will just read out this. Tulsidas says, this is why he comes. He says, I come for the sake of the Brahmins. Who are the Brahmins? The noble teachers, those who live honorable life, those who go to the society and give of their time and effort to educate the ignorant masses. They're also called Dwij, the twice born. When you say twice born, it means a transformation of your thinking. That's the second birth. So he says, it's for the sake of the Brahmins, the cows, the gods, and the saints, the Lord who transcends illusion and is beyond the three modes of Prakriti, that is the gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. He says, as well beyond the reach of the senses, beyond the reach, we can't fully comprehend, beyond the reach of our senses. He says, the Lord took birth as man, assuming a body, form of his own will. He says, Neji Iksha, Nicha Iksha means of your own will. He takes a form that is suitable to him. Whatever is his desire, that is what becomes. So whenever the earth is in problem, Shri Krishna made it quite clear in Gita. Yada yada hi dharma, everybody knows that. So he comes at that point in time to re-establish dharma, to give blessings to those who have been serving him, and then, having done that, then takes his leave. So my beloved devotees, I am deeply honored this morning to have brought you this lesson from Sri Ramcharitmanas. I want to thank Panditji for allowing me the privilege this morning, and it was a special pleasure. You are all fortunate because it is a time like this that Sri Ram appeared, and perhaps he is here now. I should say perhaps, he is here with us. And you have all witnessed. It is said that those who read the scripture and those who listen attentively get the same kind of blessings. So you have listened. The thing is, I'm not such a good narrator, but you have listened well. Those are not my words. Those are the words of Sant Tulsidas. So I just occupy that bit to channel this to your minds. I pray that Sri Ram will bless all of you in a very special way. And whatever problems that we may have, that he will cause them to be dissipated. So once again, thanks very much to all of you for being here this morning. Again to Panditji and all the best. Jai Shri Ram.
Principal Sita Ramachandra Bhagavan ki devotees once again, thank you for everyone, devotees and friends and family who supported for all these days. I must say thank you to every each one. And also today, Lakshmi celebrating her 39th birthday. Congratulations. Not there for life, my marriage life. And things goes very well. We really pray God bless. And let's everybody start for the Arati, Ramayan Arati. Take Prasad also. You finish this one. There you go, Arati.
Yavar Ramachandra Bhagwan ki jai. Arati
मेघवर्णं सुभाग्यं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिविज्ञानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरणं सर्वलोकैकनाथम् ॐ त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेवा त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेवा त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेवा ॐ शान्ति अन्तरिक्षं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्ति आप शान्ति औषधय शान्ति वनस्पति शान्ति विश्वदेव शान्ति ब्रह्मा शान्ति सर्वगुण शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम् गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमो नमः बोलो श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोले सा जगन्नाथ की जय वृंदावन कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय आदिशक्ति जगदम्बा माता की जय 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 श्री राम
कोशी जगल यमुने
Anniversary.